We're going to do one more round of our Yogassage here with our dear friend Beth, and we're going to get our legs extended, getting the leg loops on. This is a nice way to end a session. Usually private sessions with some Yogassage goes really well. People love it. So if you're working with a group, you can do like 5 or 10 minutes each, but obviously that would wind up being 30 minutes. So 5 or 10 minutes is sweet. If you really want to do an extended session, then I would say 15-20 minutes at the end with Yogassage, and then give them another 10-15 minutes of just Shavasana and meditation. And it's a crowd pleaser. So I start with the toes. I'm just going to turn you so they can see for a second. I'm going to just do a little massage on the feet, and I'm going to squeeze all the way down into the ankles. And I do both legs at the same time. You can do one at a time if you like. Another nice way, if the person is the right height, is you can get the feet right underneath the arms and lean back and rock and squeeze. It's just a nice way to help the tension out of the legs at the end of the day, especially. Make sure the head is in the swing and the person's neck is comfortable so they can really sink back into it. And then another hook is you can come in between the swing and the leg loops and come up to the upper thighs and legs if the person is comfortable with a little bit more intimacy and touch. And then you can pull away as you're gently rocking them from side to side. And it's not deep tissue, it's really just kind of releasing any last bits of tension in the legs and the hamstrings. And I would probably do this like twice as long. We're doing the expedited version for today to make sure we cover everything. I'm going to wrap back around to standing behind at the head, and I just make sure that they have enough room here so they don't come falling out. And I'm using my fingertips not to dig in, but to just give a nice body wash. And I'm inviting the neck and head to release back. Sometimes if I can feel that there's like a lot of thought or a lot of energy in the skull, I'll do one hand on the forehead and one hand at the occiput and just give a little bit of tension there. Lengthening and tractioning out. Then I'm going to go ahead and come down. When I come down, I'm going to wind up being in alignment with her shoulders. My knees are going to bend, and my feet are going to touch the top of the shoulders. And I'm just going to rock gently. Okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm using soft feet and more of a surface area than digging in. And then I'm just going to let my feet wash down the back a couple times, maybe walk a little bit. And I'm going to let my upper body relax, so maybe chillaxing arms is a good choice for me. And then from there, I'm going to get back to the top of the shoulders, and I'm going to use my little toes to give a little squeeze, doing like tiny little pressure points along the spine, opening up the meridian there. And I'm going to just take 1-inch steps. I'm going to walk down nice and slow, really pausing and hanging out at any tight spots. You can kind of feel it. Maybe rocking from side to side feels good, or you can be really quiet about it and really slow. This can be 5 minutes in the practice, walking up and down the spine a couple times. It's incredibly relaxing and relieving for the nervous system. Even here I'm going a little bit faster than I normally would like, but I just want to give you guys a sense of all the different styles that we can do. There's an infinite number of ways that we can massage here. And when I feel like I've hit the bottom, when I'm at the sacrum, I'm going to go ahead and walk back up. So I can walk down, I can walk back up, I can walk down again. I'm going to wind up at the shoulders. So I'm going to come back up here, just pretending like I walk back up nice and slow. And then I'm going to show you how to straighten the legs. So when I press the body straight, I'm going to pull down towards the sacrum. Okay, so I'm not pushing up. That creates tension. I'm going to pull down, and I'm moving towards that soft spot in between the shoulder blades. Feels really good. Sometimes I'll walk a little bit in place, depending on the person and the tension there. I can usually feel. Does that feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And And if I tend to walk and I spin out to the side, that's okay. So I'm going to wind up letting my foot come down to the hip and kind of play with like this side spin. And even that feels good, right? Just some gentle rocking to the side. And then switching sides, keeping it even. If I spin out to one side, then go ahead and spin to the other. Let one leg straighten, and the other leg, and then come back to the shoulder press. So I really like hanging out here because the shoulders do hold a lot of tension. So sometimes if the person likes it, I might push into the toes and really extend and then come back again and rock them. But if you can tell if somebody likes something, you know? You can tell by their body being like, oh yeah, or So just kind of listen intuitively for that. And then I'm going to slide a little bit further underneath so my knees can find their glutes. Now, this is what I was talking about with the bigger circles. And so I'm going to do some pretty big circles. I can lift up behind the heart at the same time. It just feels good to incorporate both with the fingertips. And so I'm just allowing there to be a little bit of a meeting and a deeper experience here. And this is just if the person feels like they need it. Pun intended. Okay, so after I do a few rounds of that, I can use my hands to walk up and down the back. Everybody loves this stuff, so you can use the knees and rock behind the heart too. Just play with it. I mean, it's anybody who likes touch won't mind anything. Everything you do, they'll like. So just kind of play with it. And then at the end, I'm going to do a body wash with my fingertips, and I usually start at the crown of the head and just slowly work up and down the spine. If I rock them, then it's easy to come up and down. Just let them move, and not as much movement with my hands, but you can wash around at the outside and then back up and down again. Usually I like to use kind of light to medium pressure, but you could really get in there and do a little bit more of the scratching too. Everybody likes touch that I know, so maybe it's just the people I hang out with that really get creative with it, play with it. If laying down doing that, if they're too high up, then you just come to sit behind them and do the same body wash to end. Just up and down the spine. Maybe some circles around the shoulders or the hips. Feels good. Feels good?
Oh, it's like wonderful, yeah.
Really. No problem booking private sessions if you have a little Yogassage. Especially after working them and then getting like a really big opening. This feels like such a treat. And then I'm going to end with the neck and shoulders. And now I'm going to pull the energy up through the crown of the head and have them relax their thoughts back. So sometimes I'll even go inside and pull with my fingertips just to lengthen through the back of the neck. Only if they're into it. You know, if they clearly are ready for relaxation, then I'll just start slowing it down and having gentle touch. And then if there is still shoulder tension left, I can push them forward using my thumbs or fingertips, just getting a little bit more energy out of the traps. Okay, so you can always do that while standing too, if working on the floor feels too crunched with the bent knees. And then they're ready for final relaxation. Typically, I'm not going to give them a big swag. I'm going to slow them down to almost stillness, so that will help them bring all the energy down, cooling down. Okay, so that is our Cocoon Yogassage in the swing.